So many of you have probably seen from our social media pages that we are expecting a baby boy this coming August, and we're super excited.
Yeah, so we're a little over 5 months pregnant, and so we just wanted to take this time to make a quick video to kind of explain what the journey has been like for us so far, and also what you can expect from us in terms of the channel throughout this process and moving forward.
So luckily for us, we've been able to plan out this entire process, especially over the last couple of years. We knew we wanted to do a lot of things with the YouTube channel and with our business, but we also wanted to take some time to travel too as well. So a lot of you have known I ruptured my Achilles at the end of 2022, and that messed up a lot of our travel plans for 2023. So we had to cram everything in, but luckily we were able to go to our hometowns. We did a little sweat tour where we went to different cities to host different workouts. We went to Kansas City, we went to my hometown of Houston, and obviously we did one in LA as well, and those were super fun. And then we finished off the year by traveling to Europe. We went to London, and we were able to go to Germany, her home country, for the first time, and that was pretty cool. So a lot of traveling we got done, and when we got back, we were like, we are done.
Also, we knew coming back, okay, if we are gonna start trying, we had about 3 weeks before we were gonna start trying, and so we were like, how far ahead can we get? Because you never know with the first trimester. If we did get pregnant when we wanted to get pregnant, that meant that first trimester was gonna be coming soon. And so we had about 2.5 weeks to be able to just front load on content and see how much we can get done. And we filmed almost 20 full workouts
in 2 weeks.
In 2 weeks, yes.
Yeah, so if you haven't checked out the Fresh Start program, shameless plug, go check that out. It's available on our Juice and Toya app right now, where all 20 plus of those videos are within that program. It's a great program, especially if you're looking to kind of get a little kickstarter with your journey. So go check that out.
Yep, so all of those workouts that are kind of dropping now, those were all pre-baby boy. But since about, I'd say like week 8, we've been filming consistently again. We just haven't put a lot of those workouts out because we wanted to wait until we announced the pregnancy. But now that we have, you'll start seeing more of those rolling out as well.
So I figured we'd do this kind of interview style since, you know, even though we're going through this process together, she is still going through this individually with how she's feeling, and of course I am too. So I figured you'd want to know the perspective of both of us. So let's start with you first. Let's talk about how you found out first and foremost, and then tell them how you told me you were pregnant. I think that would be an interesting story.
Basically, we had been trying, and so I was taking pregnancy tests often, and they were all negative. And so I was like, all right, we're gonna try again next month. No big deal, like no big deal. So once I started having symptoms, I took another pregnancy test that was like very faintly positive, to the point where I didn't tell him because I was like, this may be a false positive. Then I took 5 more, and they were all positive.
5.
And so I held it from him for 48 hours before I was like, okay, I'm gonna tell him. And that was mostly because I wanted to get his reaction on camera. The way I told him was kind of the same way he got me proposing to me. And I wanted to get it on camera because it's so cool to go back and see that proposal, because it's such a special moment. And so was this. I wanted to be able to always like look back at his reaction and see like how he felt finding out he's gonna be a dad. So we planned to film the podcast, and I told him at the beginning of the podcast, because I couldn't do the podcast holding this in. So needless to say, we did not finish that podcast episode.
Not at all. A lot of different emotions, but more than anything, I was excited and blessed to kind of get the process started. And every day I feel like has been something new, or a new journey, or even every week something has been, it just feels new. So it's a fun process, and again, I'm looking forward to every single day and week that comes in. All right, so let's get to the nitty gritty. Let's talk about your workouts, because I know a lot of people are wondering, are you still working out when it comes to your pregnancy? So let's talk about first trimester versus second trimester. How have your workouts been in the first trimester versus how they've been now?
Yeah, first I want to say that you brought up a really good point, that I've been getting asked so much if I'm still working out, if I'm still strength training. So I want to preface all of this to say 100%. I am still working out 5 to 6 days a week. And before someone says take it easy, I want to also preface this by saying movement throughout pregnancy is not only important, it is so necessary for you and your baby. So as long as you're doing so safely, you should be doing some type of movement every day. And by movement, I mean it can be a walk, your yoga. Try to get in strength training 2 to 3 times a week, because that's extremely important, especially when it comes to carrying the baby and then your recovery. But with all of that being said, my first trimester, I thought I would be doing, my normal 4 to 5 days of strength training. I'd planned to kind of pull back a little bit if I was feeling nauseous, and that was not the case. My morning sickness was extreme nausea, extreme dizzy, 24/7. I ran into walls constantly because my proprioception was just off. And because of that, even body weight squats, body weight anything, just the movement of up and down, forget about it. I was so nauseous. So there would be days I would get to the gym and I'm like having this hard workout plan to do, and I would just literally turn around and go back home because I'm like, I'm gonna throw up if I do this. So most of my first trimester was walking. I walked almost every day. I did some type of walking, and I tried to get at least 3 strength days in a week, as long as my body felt good enough to do so. Second trimester,
let's talk.
Superwoman came out. I was deadlifting heavier than pre-pregnancy. I still got in 6 pull-ups at a time. That was more than I did right before I got pregnant.
Insane.
I was lifting heavy 4 days a week, just a world of difference. But it's so important to stay active. But as you can see, my activity first trimester was different than second trimester. So you might go into your first trimester feeling great and being able to strength train like normal, or you might be like me where you're like, I want to move, I want to do these things, but the type of movement you're able to do just kind of depends on how you feel that day.
Sure. So the last thing we want to talk about is the future of this channel. So unfortunately, we will not be putting on this.
So first of all, the workouts are not stopping,
Come on, y'all know
period. Like I said earlier, we already have so many workouts ready to drop. A lot of them just show baby boy, so we weren't ready to put those out yet because we hadn't announced it. But like I said, there's so many workouts that we have ready, and we've been filming every single week. Thankfully, I've been feeling well enough to work out, like I said, 5 to 6 days a week. So the filming has not stopped.
No.
With that being said, the pregnancy specific workouts. Of course, we're gonna have some workouts that are pregnancy specific. However, that's not our main goal. Our goal is more so to educate you so that you can do a workout even if it doesn't say pregnancy safe or pregnancy specific, right? We want you to be able to approach a workout and be able to do it and make a modification if you need to and feel confident going into the workout. So for example, I'm not doing sit-ups right now. Just because a workout has sit-ups doesn't mean the workout isn't pregnancy safe. I may just need to modify those sit-ups to a different core exercise, right? And thankfully, I've also been doing my pre-postnatal cert, an entirely different one, and I've been doing it alongside my pregnancy on purpose because I wanted to understand the changes that I would be feeling, and it's helped me so much just to understand, why do I feel like this? Why am I out of breath when I walk up the stairs? So it's been really fun to learn all of those things as my body's going through these changes. So we want to be able to share that knowledge with you all as well. So pregnancy specific, yes, but also more education around being able to do the workouts, because I'd say probably 90% of the workouts on our channel you can do while pregnant, and none of them say pregnancy safe.
Oh yeah. So with all of that being said, we just want to say thank you from the bottom of our hearts for all the love and support and the comments that you left, and the prayers. We really appreciate everything, and we are using all of it. It's been a heck of a process so far, but we just want to say thank you for just all the wishes of a happy and healthy pregnancy.
Absolutely. We can't thank you enough for the continued support, and we're looking forward to everything that's to come and sharing it all with you all. So thank you seriously for all the love and support and for joining us today.